So what characters are good versus Susano here off the bat? And tell me why.
Um, think I know. I want to say Sobek just because he can stop me, right?
Agreed?
Um, Definitely Soul. Probably say Soul. I feel like 'cause she can definitely like trap me because I know what I think I remember this game and like there'd be times where I would go on her and she would just get out. She was so easy to get out and she could do damage to me while doing it. So
Okay, that's a good read. So in my opinion, I think the best characters versus you in this game are Thor and Sobek, right? Reason being is that they're both knock up immune in the two in his spin, and then they have stuns that can stop you in the middle of your dashes, right? Like Soul, you will as long as you don't grief, as long as you have one of your dashes up, she'll never catch you, right? Because she has no catch. Awedix
yeah,
is pretty decent as well. So the things you're looking out for are Sobek Plug, Sobek 2, and Thor Stun, Thor Ult. Right? Those are the biggest things, especially if you're going Blink. So you do go beads. Obviously, a safer choice. I mean, realistically speaking, you need beads this game if you really want to carry. Blink is obviously more fun and more active in the early, but unfortunately, with the way the relic system is right now, beads is just flat out better.
yeah, that's what I went for. I was just like, I'm gonna go beads because they have so much CC.
Agreed. So the pool is definitely not the best ability first.
Okay.
For a couple reasons. I think if I'm not mistaken, the three. I think the one is obviously best in damage. I'm not sure of the CD. I forgot CD, but I know the two is one of the worst in terms of CD. Could be wrong. Let me go check. Let me open Smite 2 right quick.
All right.
I think the two is the best ability to have level 2 though, right? You need it somewhere in your 2. So you need one of your dashes, which is probably your 1. Your 1 is your best ability. Then your 2 is your second best, and your 3 is your third best.
Okay. Yeah, I chose this game specifically because it was my first game on. I haven't used Susano in a while, and I ended up losing the game. And I was like, you know what? This is probably the best one I have where you can really critique what's going on.
For sure. Twelve, 15, 15. Yeah. So you start the 1 for sure.
Okay. So it's basically 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Obviously, the level 2 is situational, but I like to hold level to see if the 2 or the 3 is better. Because if they're good players, they're gonna beat your 2, so you'll lose a little bit of value, right? Because your 3 will just do more damage and more auto cancels, right? So it's more damage.
Right.
So it depends the caliber of player you're playing. So you're going straight for red, okay. So you use all your abilities at once. I don't mind it because the Willix is pretty slow on this, but this is a little risky. I mean, you don't see anyone. So what I like to do just off the bat is like you're not sure that your clear is better than theirs, right? Because like you see Soul coming first, so it means the Willix is probably right behind her, right? At least should be.
Right.
So here what I'm doing first is I'm killing minis and dropping a ward over here, and then I'm kind of stopping damage and to see if, because I don't really like the 50-50. I prefer just to outright win it. But you go for like an all-in play and it ends up paying out, right? Because you're super late for some reason on level 1. So this is exactly what you do, right? If you see her still level 1, you got the buff in front, you completely pressure with this level 2 timing. Exactly, pop a health pot, and you chase him. He chases a Willix for sure. Even if the soul's kind of hovering.
Yeah, because I mean, I was anticipating her like trying to bait right here.
Yeah,
So
because she's
she
going to her
she never
backs.
could.
No, she's forced. She's guaranteed going this way, right? She's level 1. She doesn't need neutral. She can't contest neutral farm. She needs to get passive farm. But the way this soul plays it is kind of like really aggressive, kind of not letting you go, which means Poseidon should get an advantage on the wave. So it's okay for you to take these neutrals. I personally would have chased the Willix, but you know, it's each their own. I don't think it's a bad play necessarily.
Okay.
You want to definitely get your auto cancels in between your ones. I think you missed that on the second part of the one.
Yeah, I have a bad habit where I use the auto cancel for the other abilities, but the one I always just like use it the 3 times for no reason.
Yeah, because there you lose a lot of damage. You're not autoing after the second one, which is usually the best auto cancel realistically. Because you're not always guaranteed to use your third part of the one, because that's the important part.
Right.
Okay, everything's fine here. You do have wave advantage. This is a perfect ganked, right? A Willix is probably mirroring. So Willix is probably here. So you want to drop your ward somewhere here so you know when the rotation is going to be here.
I think that's what I did.
Alright, this little passive, but this should just be free kills. Okay, realistically, I know this is micro, but you can do something better here, right? So here, this guy's dead, right? We both agree that this guy's just like flat out dead. So
Yeah.
just use this part, right? Because this ability, you use this ability and you have no kill potential on her, right? But with this one, you have your 2 abilities to catch up, right? You use your 1, auto cancel, kill this guy, then dash, get your 3 on this guy. He probably dashes and you full chase. And you also leveled your 2 by mistake, I think. I think that was a mistake because you definitely all max your 1, guaranteed.
Oh no, I definitely leveled my 2 this game first.
Yeah, your 1 is a million times better. I mean, Izzy's kind of staying still. You definitely play aggro here. You're not scared of anything. Izzy no mana. Yeah, you probably get a double kill. So there you did it again, right? So your best chase spell is your 3. You'd agree, right? I mean, your 3-2 are both amazing chase spells, but the 3 being realistically the best chase spell. So reason being is, so here she has no mana to dash, right? So why even use a real spell on her? You save it for this Willix. You know, think bigger, think outside the box. Because like this guy's dead. He literally has 0 spells. So just auto him down, and then hold your spells for this Willix.
Yeah, because I was definitely struggling on abilities here.
They definitely practice the 1 off the bat. That's the first thing I'd say about this Susano play is just practice the 1, left click 1, left click 1.
Alright.
Good gank. I mean, you got what you wanted, the Sobek kill. You just stay a little bit extra. You guys got the Izzy kill on top of it. So you kind of won your dual lane for your team right now. It's really good. You want to get this minion out of the way off the bat. You have 2 plays here, by the way. So you have either these 2 camps or TP left and gank, right? So you see how both of those are pretty decent plays. This is guaranteed. This is kind of is guaranteed in my opinion too, right? Because you hit an early 5. So with an early 5, you want to take advantage because you just won duel already, right? You go gank solo with your level 5. You won 2 lanes in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think here I go for both camps, and then I'm on the blue and red timer.
And also you should probably be invading here. I'd be getting ready to invade.
That's definitely one of my weaknesses. Like I have a hard time, like just in the process of doing everything, trying to help my team win their lane and stuff. I definitely forget to like look for the invade early.
So here, you know, Willix is going to be on blue. So you kind of just have to do this blue. You're not going to be able to invade. So why did you think you needed to level your Q first?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it was just I haven't played Susano in so long, like since Smite 1. Like, and even then when I was playing Smite 1, I wasn't the greatest player with Susano. So
That's
it was
fair.
just kind of like
You just
I
new
guess
to him.
just leveled it too.
Yeah, yeah. So there, you just pull. Reason being, even if you're 1 and 3 are down, you're so much stronger than she is, and you have ult.
Okay. Yeah, because I was definitely looking to like initiate off of that, but she just ran away. But I'm looking here.
When she shows mid, do you counter gank or do the camp? I think counter gank looks pretty good. She's going right jungle. You're going for the soul. She used her 3. This should be pretty easy for you. I mean, she probably, if she's good, she beats or souls your immunity. So you always want to 2 first.
Okay.
In this situation here, because you need to pull her out, so like from this angle and just typhoon right away because she has no 3.
I don't even get to do these.
Yeah,
so low.
Yeah, you don't do enough damage. I think if you snuck in your auto cancels, you could have, but I think it would have been really close. So you kind of messed up your tempo. Would you agree?
Definitely.
Okay, and this is something good to like realize because it happens, right? You're not gonna always have. It's actually rare to have a perfect tempo, right? Because you had a perfect tempo on this gank into the left side farm into being level 6. That's considered almost perfect tempo, right? You got gank, you got 6, and you're ready to go. So then you try to gank mid. You didn't get anything from soul other than an ult, so you ult traded, which is kind of beneficial for her because that means you can't gank other lanes. But the pool level up definitely affects your damage significantly. Soul kills mid. What should you do right now?
Go mid.
Correct. Why?
Because the lane is about to push into tower. My side and is dead, and I could get a potential kill because she's low.
So here you just need to get by her. You don't fight this. You see why you wouldn't fight this, right?
Yeah.
You're just going to have a 2v1, and all you want is the XP from this wave. You never win this 2v1, realistically speaking, especially without ult, right? So all you're putting yourself in a position here to do is die and or lose beads, right? When you know the goal is to get the wave.
Okay.
And then you use your escape, your 1 escape, well, 1 of 2 escapes on her. And now you might miss all this XP on the wave. And they're going to invade your camps. You see how you missed this, the whole wave? And now this becomes a little weird, but it could be good in a second. Because she's using her immune like a crazy person. Another thing you could definitely do here is you want to space out a lot more. So here, okay, this Awilix, you know this Awilix is going to jump on you. You throw your 3 out behind you, and then you play here as a bait, right? Because she's jumping on you. If your 3 is already further away, and it's a low level ability, meaning your damage isn't high on it, it's better as use an escape right now. Then you just use your 3, you auto him a little bit, and then you TP right away, and then you have him overextended, and Poseidon can probably clean up. But here you don't give yourself an option.
Yeah. I just kind of stuck into the fight.
Which isn't the worst, right? Because trading is the best thing at that point.
Yeah, I think we ended up getting the 2-for-1 here. But even then, I did lose my value on it.
But the pause gets back, so it's an okay trade. You're kind of even with the Wurlix. What's up, Icons? What's up, Hex?
We died in the problem.
So you've been good about being on the same timer for your red blue. That's been good. Been on time for the neutral too. That's good. It's good jungling. Wix is around. They're gonna gank mid, so you're gonna come into this or come into mid. Looks like you're committing to this. So usually after your 1, the first time you just want to right click to cancel it or just play. Actually, I don't know what casting you have it on. But if you have it on Insta, you just press 1, left click 1, left click 1. They made it much easier so you don't have to think about it too much.
Okay.
You go jungle practice and mess with it a little bit. Your damage will increase probably by like 40% once you get that and maxing your 1, you just insta kill.
No, I'm definitely gonna do.
So I necessarily wouldn't use my spells in that form, but it ended up working out, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
Yeah.
This is the first time you use your 3 really well. Good ult, beautiful. You're really happy about that rotation, double kill, straight into farming. You can greed farm here really easily. I don't mind the back either. You have full Joans.
Yeah, I think here I go the 2 back camps into my yellow.
Yeah, I think that's fine because that's pretty much choosing a full farm route, which is okay because you just got 2 kills and your ult is down. So definitely smart play in terms of map rotation. So here, another thing too, if you want to practice, I think Pendulum Blade is better than Jones here.
Yeah, I think that's my next item I went. I was going like heavy cooldown.
Because like the Pendulum here just gives you an extra button to just fight, while Jones, I mean, you need to get the kill to do it. So it's just infinitely more consistent to have the button to press than to bail on an assist or kill. This is always a Susano dream, is seeing them engage on someone else that's not you. Now, the beauty of it is who you go on and how you use your spells. So let's see. All right, you pick a Willix. You never start with your 3 unless you're guaranteed to hit it. It's too important of a spell. You always start with your 2. Your 2 is just like the best combo for Susano is 3, 1, 2, 1 ult, right? But the thing about it is that if you want consistency here, you just press 2. You guarantee pull this a Willix. Then you press your 3 on her. And then you space out because she's going to want to attack and flip, right? So you 2, 3. If she sticks on you, she dies. If she runs away, she dies. So it's pretty much just a guarantee. Okay, good ult. I don't mind that ult. Jones getting value there. Okay, they're all out of health, right? What should you be looking at right now to do?
An invade.
What's up, JK? Exactly. Which buffs are most likely to be up?
Red. And
Exactly. You got to check that for sure. So just check. Go them over. Get reset. Look, it's there. All right, play. Taking these aren't bad either. You looked for the dive, but obviously it wasn't available, so I like the safe play. The store doesn't expect you to be here, so it's really good. So playing his hammer is your best case scenario since you don't have ult. So let's see how you play this. Correct. You want the Hades to be able to cast on him. He threw his hammer. Still playing it smart. Everything has been really smart up to now. That was wrong.
and then I threw one.
So, just like normal, I mean, obviously we already talked about it, pull to the 3. But either way, so obviously the auto cancels. So you want to use your, when you can't auto them, you want to use your 1. Does that make sense? Like when they're out of range to use to auto, then you use your 1 because it's further, right? So if you're on top of them, don't use your 1 unless you just want it for the auto cancel.
Because no, I'm definitely gonna start doing that because that makes perfect sense. Because it's like, okay, if they're out of range, I can just use my 1, obviously, but if they're within range, I need to be utilizing that.
Yeah, exactly. So you just get full value.
Because it's like, now that you pointed it out, I recognize it. So it's like
but you're on a perfect, that was perfect rotation. This rotation to double kill, red invade kill, like your team cannot ask for more. So it comes to hover the left side. You don't want to let that guy see you pretty much. So it's hopefully it doesn't stop your back. It's really good. All around really good. And you're working into pendulum. Alright, let's look at this encounter. Okay, so what can you tell me you did wrong from the beginning of this?
I guess using my pull.
Okay, so the same thing that I just explained earlier about if they're auto range, you should use. If they're auto range, you always start with your 1 right here, right? Why? Because this guy, you're behind him, so wherever he wants to go, you're in the perfect position. So just autoing here and using your 1 is the start. Boom, auto 1 here. Boom, auto 1 there. Then he will panic because he will be half HP. Get on his mount. Then you pull him. Then you 3, and then now he's like this much health, and now he has no option but to jump, and then you just TP and kill him, even without your ult. But you see how you just dish all your spells all at once? The best part was here. You had a good 3. That was a 1 spell you were very patient with, and you didn't stay patient.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You did get his beads. Sometimes things are not going to be played perfect, but that's, I mean, obviously you take what you get. You got beads. Okay, you remember that for a Willix. Next time you encounter, I'm going after her. I actually might have even chased, right? Because my speed is up, meaning her speed is up, meaning what? She's probably going to want to greed that. Another thing you could have paid attention to is, does she have speed here, right? And she didn't. So that's another thing to be very aware of as a jungler, because now where is she going? She's going to run to secure speed and be like, I hope Susano doesn't come, which you should have, right? Because you got beads, you have ult. I mean, there's no way she's beating you in a fight. And if you kill her, take her speed there, her game's over. You see how she's kind of even with you? I mean, close, 12 to 13. That's when you start to have this ridiculous and then disparity. But not only that, then you get timer on the speed, right? You get timer on the speed, and now your speed is a different timer. They're delayed timers, so you can invade this and then come back to your speed always. You see how that becomes a pattern?
Yeah.
So definitely play 2 passive here. And this guy is useless to kill. Let's say you use every single spell perfectly and you kill the Cerberus. It's a mistake. Why? This guy is worth nothing. I mean, maybe you get Gold Fury off it, but you kind of would have got Gold Fury regardless. So, like, just kind of only commit your soft spells to him, right? Spells that are like 12-second CDs. Get him poked out. Okay, that's good. Don't overcommit. So I like that you didn't overcommit. You're grabbing the gold. Perfect. Also, your best gank is Izanami by a million. Thor is a hard gank. Izanami is your best gank. Soul's an okay gank. There's a time as a jungler where the support will come to mid, right? When that support makes a transition, you transition to duo ganks. So you see how Sobek's kind of been around mid a bit now? Now is when you start hiding around right side. Especially because Gold Fury is the most important OBJ here on the map right now. This is useless, by the way.
Yeah, I definitely felt the decision making there was terrible.
So it's not even. So yeah, it's just the where you're ganking is just weak there.
Yeah.
But everything else is fine. I don't think the spells were. You also want to pull those camps back to that one. With auto cancels, you'll always be fine to kill with your 1. So this Willix is actually making the perfect gank, right? 1, it's her easiest gank. 2, it's a gank where you're not. 3, it's her way back into the game. So if she gets this Agni gank or the purple, she has done it. She's kind of low-key outplayed you in a way. Even although you're 4-1 and absolutely masterclassed her up till now.
Yeah, because I don't think I showed right lane all that much, other than like early.
Here you should just TP. All right, so the most valuable TPs are right and left. For obvious reasons, the distance. Look at the distance from here to here, the distance from here to here, right? So when you TP these ways, you get infinite. You get so much value if you get a gank off. But just in general, taking these TPs right and left are just so much value. So for example, you have this camp. I mean, what is that? Like a quarter of a level over a chance at being already here and looking for this gank. definitely this opens up Gold Fury. You see how this is like so much more valuable than this.
Yeah.
So Willix does the gank again, right? The Cerberus, the Sobek ends up kind of hovering him. Now they go Gold Fury. You should definitely soft contest because you have beads and ult. You're probably one of the best secures there. Thor was there too. So you see, while you're 4-1 and 3, you've made a couple mistakes that have slowed down the game. And it's not just on you, right? Because I mean, these guys obviously have a big part in what happens. But some things you could have done better, which is that right lane gank was really wide open for a while there, especially versus Anami. Literally zero counterplay versus you. If you pull two, if you 2-3 her, if you're in range to 2, she dies. There's nothing she can do.
Yeah, I think in this game I started like getting minor tilt, and it was like messing with my head a little bit. But I definitely like sat back and was like, yeah, I could have done way more. There were some things that I did wrong.
You could have killed her, by the way. So once you learn the auto cancels and you max your 1, this 2 into auto cancel into 1. Look at what your 2 auto cancel did. Imagine 3 1s and auto cancels in between all of them. And then you ult. Literally in the time this 3 goes off, you pop her. This is just a horrible gank in mid, right? For many reasons. They just got Gold Fury reset. They're all coming out of base. Agni won't be there. 2, the wave is behind them. 3, if they die, they lose Pyro. So this is just so bad from your team. Here, you're just here for the pick. You're just going to shoot Susano ult. Okay, that's fine if you just ult. Yeah. So here, you should just establish the fact of the goal that this is not a actual team fight. This is you taking someone and running away with it. Right? So they can't do an OBJ. So here, it looks like you're trying to actually team fight instead of just pulling, ulting, one tap, kill, run away. Because if the goal was to just kill and run away, I mean, ulting is definitely 1 million of the goal. And now this game has kind of snowballed, right? There's been back-to-back plays. Not just you, your whole team. Now they're in a great spot and you're in a shit spot. And the way back into this game is through this Izanami.
Because you crit. Oh, so. Chase the kill and die.
You can definitely win this fight. Izzy is the best. Soul is harder.
This should be a kill.
I mean, she just took a tower shot. You started with the wrong. So if you start with your 2... Yo, Douglas, thanks for the raid, man. Appreciate it, man. So if you start with your 2 here, if they don't pre-beads, they're dead. Why? Because you just cast your ult right after and just it's a CC chain. Your best combo is 2 ult in terms of just flat out burst, right? Which you could agree that you just want burst here. You just want to burst the shit out of them. Instead, you start with your 3, which allows for things to be reacted, right? If you 3, now he can beads ages. Agni can dash, right? This is too slow. I mean, Agni, sorry, Izzy. You actually catch her. You're Susano with Pendulum. So you're trying to play her. She dashed. He's pinging bush. Yep, free kill. Start with your 2. You start with your 3 again. You might have to ult this because she does have good DPS. Those kills are okay-ish. You didn't get any of them. They were all assists, so it's kind of okay. You kind of prefer to keep farming there, but I think it's okay to go for those. You kind of have to. Now, you guys call gold. It's a bit of a late gold call, but as Susano, you never want to be trying to hit Gold Fury. You always want to be a flank, so this is good. You don't want to engage on Sobek. Yeah, you want to let Sobek pass. Who's the best person to go on the map?
Is it Nami? Well, she's not up.
You don't see her. Who's the best person on the minimap that you see to go on?
So
And you can see why, right? The rest of the people are probably looking at Gold Fury, and this person is trying to get a flank on Gold Fury. Just reading the map. So this is the right person to go on by far. So it's good that you try to avoid Sobek. Now they both know. Now Soul, you can never forget that Soul's behind you. You kind of did for a bit here. These are all panic buttons.
oh my goodness.
So this all starts with a bad read on the map, in my opinion.
Here.
So here,
Yeah.
off this read, Izanami's dead. We're pulling gold. Sobek's trying to defend. I think it was a Willix by Sobek. I realized, okay, Soul is priority. Sobek, I think to myself, Soul is priority. I want to gank her. So I'm going to try to hide from Sobek, which is good. You do that. Then you forget Soul's behind you. Right?
Yeah, I think once he saw me, my brain just like went.
It changed.
Okay, I'm just
It changed priority, which is normal, right? Because, like, I mean, I think it's pretty high level to just stay focused. Because Soul's a threat. Sobek is no threat here, right? You have beats. Soul is high threat. And then you use every spell on Sobek. Well, I mean, you're 2 full 1. And now you're in panic mode because you forgot about the Soul. You do get a good ult, a decent ult. I mean, it wasn't on the Soul. It was on the Sobek. And now you're going to engage again. And then you see red on Sobek and forget about Soul again, right?
yeah.
And then you kind of get punished for it.
Absolutely.
And now they have hella priority on Gold Fury.
oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely just in that moment, I for sure in my head was like, oh, my team, this. But now looking at it and understanding it from like how you're pointing it out, I definitely threw that.
And the thing is, it's not even just you. I mean, like I said, your teammates definitely have a huge partake in it, right? This passes full crit,
sure,
mid,
yeah,
3-6. But you can still win this game with really godlike decision making.
Absolutely.
So now you're on the race to pen, right? Because pen becomes really important now because now you fell behind. You were on a good, you're like kind of ahead. And I think it's fine to not go for pen right away, right? The Titans. But now when you're behind like this, because now Sobek becomes a problem and Thor. Because if they see you, now you have no kill threat on them because of your item selection. So another thing to think
I
about.
just got a high perform. Okay.
They do gold. You try to mirror. Thor knows because he hammers out. And I don't think you can kill Thor, realistically speaking. Pull. You always, anytime you encounter anyone that you don't expect to be here, you should just pull off the bat. Like, if you pull here, start up your 1, you always have a way out, right? Like, if Soul 2 ults, which is her only counterplay, you have your 1 dash up, right? And then you have another dash after that with your 3, so you should be fine. So if you pull them, I mean, they're always likely to panic.
Yeah, I think in this situation, I was anticipating the Wheelix to be around.
Also, they
So
just did gold, right? It just triggered here, I think. Boom, Willix did gold, okay, right? So Thor knows to get out because they're probably on this side. And then Soul kind of walks in all dandy-landy, right? You definitely you can just get a relics here at least.
Okay.
Because you can assume that they're all like somewhere here, right? Just based off like time traveled. So they're somewhere here. They're either ganking Agni or somewhere here, right? That's the 2 options. So this guy, in my opinion, is out of position. Which he ends up being, right? Because he pops his 3 right away, which means he didn't expect to find you there.
And I had my Poseidon insert with me.
Yeah, because if you pull and then to Kraken, you probably just one tapper. Now, this is the last thing you want. Now this is an overcommitment from you, right? Because you didn't act on this and try to get something, beads and or the soul kill. Now she sees you ping on the minimap. Midwave is pushed. Some of the rest of them are coming this way. If they haven't showed here or here, they're all flooding this way. Hades is right, retreat. And you don't have any of your 1s, like your 1 here. Like once you see him, like if this Sobek is good, he's gonna knock a plug right away. I mean, so in my mind, they all backed. Because if they didn't show here, they didn't show here, they all backed, which is pretty shit play. But it's always anticipating where they're at. Now they're all regrouping for Pyro, right? If they all back, they're buying and they want to fight. They want to regroup and do something. What do you see on the map?
What happened?
What do you see on the map? Anything stand out to you?
I see Izza, Sobek, the Pyro, and my camps coming up.
All right, with all that information you just mentioned to me, try to make a play.
I would say Pyro off of Sobek. Maybe we team dive Sobek and go for Pyro.
Do you think that's the best play? It's okay. You just keep answering. No worries.
Yeah, I would say I think that'd probably be the best option.
All right, let me lay out a counter for you. You guys gank Izza and slow down their fire pressure because she's their siege.
Okay.
And you see how that's better, right? Why? Because you're down 10,000. So you pretty much what you're saying is take on 4v4 on Pyro while you're down 10,000 on Fire Giant. I would say that's like an 80-20, right? Like I'm 80-20 or 70-30 in terms of percentage of you winning that fight. Just because one, they have 10k gold that must count for some sort of high percentage. Two, they have Fire Giant. That's a huge other percentage, right? Three, you have no pen. So this Sobek with FG that you do 100 damage to with all your spells because you have no pen and he has FG heal. He probably takes all the... I'll tell you what happens in Pyro. He takes all the brunt of the damage in terms of cracking all your damage, and then you just get wiped up by them. They have Fire Giant, they siege, they get bird, and or end the game. Or Izanami shows this is called a greed play, right? Because she's trying to get map while they get Pyro, right? They're trying to make two plays at once, right? So when players do that in ranked, which happens a fucking shit ton, as a jungler, you have to be quick to establish, okay, if someone... I would have already been here. Let me tell you why. Because I know they just finished gold. They didn't show right. They didn't show mid. They backed for Pyro. So I know that someone's going to need to push right if they want to siege right. Or they're all just going to 5-man Pyro, then 5-man mid. So I'm already sitting here. Let's say they 5-man Pyro, then they 5-man mid. I get right tower. They agreed and do a 4-man split. With a 1-man split, I kill Izanami. You see how I win-win there, regardless? Or at least trade? Yeah. In the call you're making is a pretty much high risk L, right? I mean, if you win it, I mean, bless the Lord, you were down 10k, they had FG and they still lost the fight. I mean, that's crazy. But realistically speaking, that's just a high risk. And I mean, obviously it's high reward, but it's just so risky. You lose the game if you lose this fight here with how much FG region they have. So being set up here as a jungler is the right play. Not only that, it's going to allow you to hit 20, right? Because when you kill Izzy, look how much map you have. And guess what? Someone's going to have to back to deal with you. Meaning it fucks up their whole FG push like really well. And that's what really top junglers do. They're always in that position to set up for the +1. Look, Izzy's still there. She's still there. This girl is just... I mean, she's allowed to be because you haven't ganked her, right? She's not really scared of you.
Yeah.
And
I started seeing all the pings mid, and I was just like, okay, let me play around my team mid. But I definitely should have went for Izzy because she's by herself. That's an easy pick.
Exactly. It's such an easy pick. And what happened is, like, in this game, I mean, bro, in Smite 2, nobody buys wards. In this game, you actually have really good amount of wards here. Like, you're seeing a lot. So this play should be almost obvious to you. So when you were here, I don't think it was necessarily obvious. That's a high level play in my opinion. But now it's already, for the last like 40 seconds, it's been an obvious play. Because you're thinking too much about the team fight and not thinking about what should I do for my jungle, right? For me to farm, for me to get ahead, for me to create opportunity on the map. Junglers are truly, most of the time, the best 1v1ers, right? Susano, I mean, some of them are good team fighters, like bot Susano because of the AoE ults, but at the end of the day, you're an assassin. You're a great 1v1er. And I'd say these guys are trolling, right? Like, they've been slow playing their fire super hard, right? They got the pyro, yeah, they got the gold. They're pretty happy with that, but they could get way more here. Now Wittix could be behind you. Like, this fight is just so much harder than just ganking Izzy.
Yeah, we get punished here, I'm pretty sure.
So, I mean, this guy can't make it more obvious that they have vision on you, right?
Yeah, that's why I started backing up.
So I can tell you by default that why they have so much vision. I could have told you they had vision on you. I'll tell you when. Here.
Okay.
So why is, look at the Awilix. As soon as the Awilix looks this way, there's no reason for her to be in fear. They're up 12,000. They're up 10,000 with FG. The fact that she's doing this already showed me that she knows you're there. So, okay. So this is the highest level of jungle. One of the highest is understanding their vision and how to manipulate that. Right? So they show here that you have vision. Okay, you can't stand here any longer. You have to either gank right or back and go left and come to this side. Like, this is no longer a play for you.
Okay.
It's actually stupid that she does that, by the way. Because, I mean, she's just literally showing you, oh, we have vision on you.
Yeah.
Like, in Dota, they're absolutely geniuses about not showing that they have vision on you. Like, in Smite, they don't even think that deep of a layer of, oh, let me act normal, even though I know I have vision on them. So, for example, in Dota, they will, even though they see you on the map, they won't attack you because then they'll know that they saw you. They won't use a spell, like, right away. They'll walk up normally. That's, like, high-level shit, you know? Like, here, they never manipulate with the vision. They just see they see you. They're like, ah, ha, ha, I'm going to throw a spell on you. Oh, I did 20 damage. Ha, 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 I saw you. It's like, no, you did 20 damage to show them that we have vision there. It's fucking stupid. It's not worth.
Imagine if I could go through walls.
So now you're doing it, but on the wrong character. Because this is the one character you can't kill. Why? You have no pen. There's literally no way you kill this guy. You see?
Yeah.
And now you're about to get pinched. You should be scared here, by the way. Like, you can't play aggro here for many reasons. One, you have no lane pressure. Boom, boom. Two, you don't know where Izzy is, and you know Agni's right. Three, they have FG. Four, they have 10k gold lead. So here, you're pretty much go for the Thor gank. I mean, it's a mistake. It is what it is. You went for it. But after, you need to play. I mean, you get Thor ult, you're happy with that because you didn't trade ults for that Thor ult, right? So you're just happy with that, and you probably push out left until they force mid. It's probably your best play. Because this is crazy. Remember what I said about the Izzy?
Yeah. Yeah. You need to play. And then that was it.
I'm going to show you something else. Let me see. I just want to talk a little bit about the micro with Susano.
Yes, sir.
Set up for.
Have some.
Nice. I'm with you. Keep maybe
Bar dead. Bar dead.
That's Amal.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Alright, so what did I do there that was unique?
You threw your ult and pulled.
To make
You left your 3 and your 1 up for the chase.
that, but the biggest thing is that I'm using Gold Fury to my advantage. A lot of people don't do that. They don't use the OBJ that's targeting. Like, if I see someone tank more than 2 tower shots, 3 tower shots, I'm just going to try to CC you any way I can or body block you to make sure you take even more damage. Because, one, towers are ramping damage, right? Every shot is increased. For Gold Fury, it's not. But I see, look at my targets, right? I have Vulcan. I bet you go on Bologna here, right? I promise you go on Bologna here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's okay because what you're seeing is red. right? Because it's just the lowest HP. It makes sense mathematically on the base level. But one is if I use everything on her, which I would need to because she's tank Bellona, then everybody else kills me, right? Because they have the damage too. If I go on the damage dealers and she goes on me, I'm not scared, right? There's no damage for me. So I look at my targets. All of them are equally kind of correct targets. But I go for actually just the niche percentage that Gold Fury is hitting Merlin. I literally look, I'm like, oh wait, this Gold Fury is hitting Odin, and I see it swap to him. I'm like, okay, let me go on him. I back up after the knockup, pull him up, just make sure that the Gold Fury gets a little bit more damage. And then I keep my my 2 dashes are still up here. Boom. And then I reset. You see how I reset? Why all my CDs are down? It's the best junglers understand in and out, in and out, in and out. A lot of junglers in their beginning levels, gold, plat, diamond, they only go W. They just hold W till they die or their enemy dies. It's no in between play CDs, play their CDs. It's not a fighting game for them. It's more of a let me just run it down, let me kill them until they kill me, you know? So here I reset. I see the fight. I get a view of it. I see, okay, it's free to TP to my 3. Pendulum Blade. Unfortunately, use my puller to finish him, which I don't think was good, but it is what it is. Here I look for Chase. They all back out. I'm like, okay, it's free Gold Fury. Bellona's around, it's just under. So the biggest thing that I look for, you see how I just try to establish numbers?
I'm with you.
I see Bellona here. I look 3 dead. I see Amma here. I say Gold Fury free. But it's the faster you do it, you know, the better you're going to be able to make calls that are going to lead your team to dubs.
Need help? Actually, no, we see all. Bellona's
Yeah, I
around, it's
definitely
just
gotta
under.
start doing that because where my mind goes from like start to finish in the game is I always want to be on my timers, but sometimes I let that cloud my judgment based on my gank rotation. Because there'll be times where I'm needed in a certain lane, like how you're pointing out the Izanami, and it came back to bite me, right?
Correct.
So it's like I just need to be more aware of what I should be doing on the map. Because yes, farm is important, but now I'm seeing that I need to be able to micromanage better.
So that's actually a great point, and the way you worded it was perfect. And I can give you a tip on that, is that in the beginning, the first 3 rotations of your farm, very important. After the 3rd rotation, you can really start to change your rotation, right? When I say change, I mean gank right, then TP left, then gank again, you know, really create like this strong pressure because OBJs are going to give more to your team than your actual rotation will. And the reason behind all of that is that XP greater than gold in the first 10 levels. You see how that's a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the rotations are so much more important in the early game because XP gives you more damage than gold would for the first 10 levels because of base damage of abilities. But then that kind of switches around like level 12 to 15 where items equals more damage. Because usually you're going to level your strongest abilities in terms of damage first, which is when you hit around like level 12 or 13, you're kind of leveling up that CC ability, that last ability, that leftover ability.
That's just show.
Yeah, I was running to our red and blue.
Your team has destroyed the Gold Fury.
So look, he goes to invade red and blue, right? Because he knows we're doing gold and we just win, right? I don't back and then come check to see if it's down. I assume it's down and play the opposite side to make sure I never stop getting gold and XP, right? A lot of people would do that. They're like, oh, he's on red speed. I back here and then go this way, right? Only to see the both camps down.
Yeah.
So you just lose so much map pressure. I go for what's certain, right? Which I know this is up, this is up.
Pro.
It's actually so smart. Like after you take the timers are up. And they're probably looking for the invade. So
Yeah.
just go for that right.
Off the bat, I mean, obviously my team's calming that as well. But that's just, you know, obviously a read that I have. So, okay, I'm really low on this skirmish. We just team fight.
Cage. Wait for flicker.
Okay, so my call is, you see how I have a precise objective. Kill Merlin, get out, right? Because we're not going to win this team fight. It's 2v4, right? So let's see if I even execute it. But
Your middle tower is under attack.
so Vulcan sees me, I can no longer go in. He cancels my blink with the turret, so now I have to wait a little bit more. He gets a good cage. Now I auto this guy off because I can't help on this because I have no spells. You get me? There's always something to be done.
Oh, careful, it's just you.
I think I remember outplaying the shit out of them
Tower is
here.
under
Right
attack.
now. By the way, that's how you should get out of the base with Susano. I don't know if you want to see it again.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The enemy team has destroyed the pyro.
Free kill. Flash.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm seeing it now though. It's how you're auto canceling, how you're using the abilities.
The enemy
Let me see a little bit more.
right.
I want to go more into the team fight section. Of the golfer.
Alright, we gotta go.
South first. We keep hitting this or not?
Your team has destroyed the fire giant.
We just
I think there's one more team fight. Because I mean, when auto speed's in the game, all you do is fucking farm.
Out there, I was fine.
yeah, we just don't down too.
And this is just the goal with Susano at all times. It's just always hitting a flank. The best Susanos in the game, I mean, will always make you think that they're behind them, even if they can't be. You just once you're behind them a certain amount, you're like flooding their comms always. We get a Princess Bari kill, we trade.
They're so weak in the back.
Okay, so looking for my first target, Merlin is always what I want. And this is what I'm talking about. When you right away when you see them, the first thing you do is pull. Why? Because they have no reaction time. Now he can react, right? But now it doesn't matter because I already have I have an option to his reaction.
You're good, you're good. Keep going, you're good.
And then here's just Pendulum Blade fucking vibes.
Keep chasing that top now. That's game, bro. Run it down.
But like pretty much, so to cover everything that we talked about, I think obviously with just specifically Susano, obviously work on the one auto cancels. You'll get it down quick. You're a good player. Max 1 for obvious reasons. It's 1 3 4 1 3 4 2, right?
Okay.
And then try to, for Susano specifically, think about your 1 your 3 as escapes and only committed when you know you can get the kill. Right? You 2, you 3, and you always hold 1 dash at least. You only full commit both dashes when you're guaranteed getting a kill and or gonna get a positive trade. And in terms of jungling, a lot of the things that we talked about in terms of like setting up traps, ganking where you're strong, right? I should have asked you in the beginning of the game, okay, which is your best gank? You should have answered Izanami because it is just the easiest gank ever for you. And you never ganked her other than the first rotation. And in terms of item selection, you know, sometimes this game I was, 11, 1, and 13, so I was always ahead of the curve for pen. But you can still see how I got pen eventually. Obviously, I kind of didn't even need it because these guys, like, a lot of people are trolling right now in terms of just not building a tank solo. Like, they just go, lifesteal book, and it works because it's, like, shittier games. But if people are going to do shit like that, then you just keep building power. Don't build pen. Just keep building power if you have 5 people building damage, Or if it's just a support that's building tank, and he's kind of behind, then you just focus more on more damage and just make sure to get to the back line. The support can't peel 5 people. But you have any questions, all in all?
No, I mean, I just see it different now. Like, I think that's what I needed. I think my biggest problem with, like, my performance and, like, my improvement was just I play this solo, basically. So I just solo queue everything, and I don't have anybody to really show me or tell me, hey, man, you might be doing this wrong. So now that I see it from your point of view, who obviously someone I look up to, right? Like, I've been following you for a while.
Appreciate you,
It's
man.
very good to be able to get you to tell me what I'm doing wrong because I know that it's the best advice I can get. So,
Bro, if you ever have any clips or any questions, you can always message me about anything. Literally, item selection, god selection. I have all this fucking experience and knowledge. The most I want to do is just give it to my community and just teach so that you guys can become, greats.
absolutely. And I appreciate it, man.
You already know, brother. Appreciate you, man. Hope you have a great rest of your
All right.
weekend, Babo.
You too, brother. You too.
Take care, man.